Okay,
Okay.
shall we start?
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So I picked a chapter from the control system, which is block diagram algebra and signal flow graph. These are two different methods to derive the transfer function of any system. I have noticed that the probability of getting at least one question from either of this chapter is very high. So you should, and this chapter is easy to understand. So you should you should go through our videos, and there are very short 10 minutes video in our website. You can learn the concepts, but I will just solve two problems from two different concepts. So first one is from the block diagram algebra. You can see the input output relationship of any complex system is expressed by the transfer function. And the block diagram need not be always always be a single component or simple one. It will have multiple components, but you have to simplify them to the simplest form of a closed loop system, which is which consists of single forward path component and single feedback component, and we write it as this. Okay, just a minute, I think. Okay, so forward path is often expressed as a system with GS, which is the transfer function, and then you have a error amplifier or controller where input is RS given by RS, and you have a feedback component which is HS, right? So this is the feedback component, and if you have this block diagram, then you know the transfer function YS by RS is written as GS by 1 plus GS into HS. But most of the cases, the system is involves multiple blocks, and their connectivity will also be in a complex manner. So what you have to do first, you have to convert this complex diagram to this simplified form, and we have some transform rule which if you understand or memorize, then you can use those rules. Okay, so I'll take this example. If you see, right, the first portion I'll simplify is this. There are two components in parallel. Okay, so they are effectively can be written as 4 plus 1 by S, and they can be a single block. So you can replace them by 4 plus 1 by S, G1 plus G2. If this is G1 and this is G2, you can just add them because they're in parallel and then getting added over here. Now what happens? This gets simple. I will try to simplify the forward path again. So now you have two blocks in series, right? So you have to multiply them. So this becomes your GS, the forward path, entire forward path. Okay, and then you can redraw it as in this form, right? Because the feedback path is single in this diagram. So now I can try to write the transfer function like this, right? This is GS is 2 into 1 plus 4S by S. This is the GS, right? And then denominator is GS into HS. HS is 1, so it is again the same thing. Okay, and you can simplify it like this. S, you can cross, then 2 plus 4, 8S, and denominator becomes 2 plus 9S. 4 into 2 plus 1. Okay, very simple. And whatever is your complex block diagram, you can use the convert rules and then convert it into the simplest form. And even if you don't remember this final formula, you can derive from this. Okay, Very simple. You have to understand the conversion rules and then convert it to the final simplest form and write it in the write the transfer function formula. Okay. I'll go to the next problem, which is from signal flow graph. This is another concept.
Just wait for a minute. So before we proceed, so is there any question in the previous? So we have one question that we'll cover in our subsequent webinar. The request is, can we cover the Nyquist and the Bode plots where people struggle the most? Yes, we'll definitely cover that, Vinay. But before we go to the next question, anybody has any question for this for the previous uh, solved example? Okay.
Amal, go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You have five more minutes, Amal. Please go.
Okay, no problem. The second concept is signal flow graph. Signal flow graph is another way of representing a control system. Okay, and again, this helps us to derive the transfer function. And actually, in this case, you have a single formula which is called Mason's gain formula, where you have to identify the number of paths and number of loops in the system. That is the only criteria, and that is the only task you have to do rightly. You have to find out all the forward paths and all the loops. So if I see the system, you can see I have only one forward path starting from RS to CS, and this goes through this. Okay. And if I write the forward path gain as P1, then the gain is multiplication of the all branch gain, which is G1, G2, G3, G4. Okay. So this is the only forward path. I don't have any other forward path in the system. Now I'll try to find out how many loops are there. We can see the loop. This is a loop which is starting from this point and coming back to it, and the gain. Okay, I'll just mark it as loop 1. Then I have a loop over here, which I'll mark at loop 2, L2. Then I have another loop which is starting from here and coming back. This is L3. And then the final one is loop 4, which is starting from here. Okay, this is L4. Okay. Now what I have to do is that I have to find out the gain of each of the loop. So loop 1 gain is -1. Loop 2 gain is minus G4. So from here to here it is G4, and then in a return path it has -1. So this is minus G4. Similarly, L3 is G3 and G4 negative. L4 is also minus G2, G3, G4. Okay. So identifying the loops and forward paths are the first and foremost task you have to do. Now I will write the Mason's gain formula, which says CS by RS transfer function can be given as summation of forward path gain into delta I by 1 minus sum of every, sorry, I'll just say every loop gain. So 1 minus sum of all individual loop gain plus sum of all combination of two non-touching loops. So there is another concept of how many loops which does not touch each other or does not share a node. Okay, and then it will go on. If you have 3 non-touching loops, then you have to take the all combination of 3 non-touching loops. So this is all combination of 2 non-touching loop. This is all combination of 3 non-touching loop. Now, if you come back to this diagram, can we identify the combination of non-touching loops? The L1 does not share any node with L2 and L3. So we will have 2 combinations, L1, L3 and L1, L2. Okay. L4 is sharing this node, so they are not non-touching. They does not have non-touching property. And now I will just replace this formula with the actual numbers. Okay. So we have only, and again, this delta I is also applicable when any forward path has any non-touching loop. In this case, the forward path touches all the loops. So this is, in this case, this is 1. And you have only one forward path, which is G1, G2, G3, G4. Okay. Now denominator, I'll write it like this 1. I'll take plus because all of them have a negative gain. So and we can say L1, L2, L3. L1 is 1, then L2 is G4 plus G3, G4 plus G2, G3, G4. Okay. So this is sum of individual loop gain. Now comes the product of 2. So L1, L3, if you multiply, is G3, G4, and L1, L2 is G4. So this is again G4 plus G3, G4. Okay. You can simplify this denominator as 2 into 1 plus G4 plus G3, G4 plus G2, G3, G4. Okay. So this is your final transfer function. The only thing in this concept is that identification of the loops and finding the non-touching loop combinations. Okay. And the rest of the things will fall in line. Okay.